everyone who's here and who has given us their time on a lovely Sunday to spend time with us and try to help Earth. We at Keytech try to take a different approach on saving energy. Everyone, if you are familiar in building construction and building industry and building energy audits, people do focus on lighting, on HVAC systems, and how to be more efficient on those fronts. That is very correct. But we try to look at the building envelope, the exterior of the building, all the walls, windows, doors, and roofs that you have on your house. How much energy is being lost there? Turned out up to 51% of the energy loss in a building can be due to bad envelope. Not enough insulation in there, or having uninsulated windows, or windows that you can't close completely. So we embarked on a journey to figure out how much energy, not only to find where the energy losses are happening, but also as an incentive to quantify how much energy you are losing, and then turn it to dollar figures. When you tell someone, oh, you're losing energy through this wall, they'll be like, okay, what can I do about it? Or not even ask that question. But when you tell them, oh, you're losing $500 through this wall every month, then that will have a spark in them and try to figure out what's going on and how can we move forward. So we try to work on that, and there was no technology before us quantifying the energy that is being lost, and we not only try to quantify the energy, but we take the further step of figuring out, oh, okay, so what energy, how much energy is being lost through different sectors, and how can you prioritize those reports? So our process, we have drones. We all know what the drones are and how common they have become. So we have our drones equipped with thermal imaging sensors and devices. We take them up around the building, take the imagery, run it through our comprehensive software that we developed in-house to quantify the energy loss and prioritize and all that, which we will talk about. Feed it all to our database, which is a cloud-based database, and our clients can easily read the reports and get all the information that they need on that database through our web portal. This is the overview look of our process and how we try to do the things that we want to accomplish. At first, we try to, how can I play the video? Okay. So we try to have a robotic flight plan, because a 20-story high building, you can't just take your drone up and just take the images. We have a pre-planned robotic flight, all programmed in the office space, and not before even the operation begins. And then after we take the images, we do have both visual images and thermal images. So a good segue would be here. What are thermal images? What do they represent? The best way to talk about it is that thermal images are a heat map. I'm looking at you and I'm seeing your colors. Let's imagine I was seeing your temperature. That is a heat map of that building. So after we take the visual and infrared imagery, we feed it to our system, and we come up with reports like this. This is a building that, for some odd reason, the contractor forgot to put the insulation in those walls. No one knew. When we talked to the building managers, they were like, oh yeah, we have some bad walls. We all have those bad walls and bad windows and bad window frames. So we took the images, we run it through our system, we figured out that that portion of the wall only, this 11 meters squared portion of the wall, is losing 170 watts an hour. We called it negative watts, negawatts, which is the way that we can measure the wattage that is being lost. So from that megawatt, we can have a calculation on the cost, which is 160 bucks a year. That portion of the wall is losing 160 bucks a year. We did an estimation on the repair cost, which is around $1,000, and we figured out their return of investment would be 18%. Well, to us, return of investment is not that huge of a deal. We don't deal with it on a day-to-day basis. But when we're talking about large buildings, 20, 30 story buildings, they care about the return of investment. They want to know how much will it cost and when will I get that back. So that was an incentive on our end to have a conversation with the industry leaders on actually pushing that forward. Along our journey, we were able to do a lot of great things, but at the same time, we saw some other stuff, other applications that we can apply our technology to. One application would be solar panels, solar farms. We can detect faulty solar cells in a gigantic panel. Another thing which is a very good segue, we can detect pipe leaks. We can run our thermal imaging system on a pipeline that we know exists underground, and we figure out where the leaks are, how much energy is being lost, or how much water is being lost through that leak. And this is our technology that we have developed in-house as well. Another application, which was a very funny one on this one, is the crack detection. You can see on the visual image, no problem. There's nothing in there. This building had a leak in that section of the building for a couple of years. They fixed the roof 3 times because when you have a leak, you'll say, oh, it's the roof. They checked the roof and fixed the roof 3 times. They still had the leak. We took the drone up. This is the first thing that we saw. There's a crack on the vault, not on the roof. There was no other way that they could see it, and this was a funny byproduct that we had in our system. Another application is exterior inspection. Only the inspection, not going on a quantifying level. We can see in here, this is I can't say which building it is, but these are the windows on the building, and you can see some windows are very good, they have no problem. Some are having problems with their frame, just the frame and the caulking in the frame. And some windows have lost their argon gas, their insulation gas between the 2 panes. And we can easily see those and detect those. Another application which was an interesting one as well, we can do a vault and roof inspection on a building. So in here you can see there's the heat is literally escaping. I believe this was a survey. And it's escaping, the heat is escaping. That building is losing money. They're paying their bills, they're paying for the heat, and the heat is simply escaping in there. Another version, which was this one, you can see above the door, it's just open. I don't think you can read this, but we were reading 35 degrees on that. So it's 35 degrees and it's escaping. It's like an open window all year round. No one looks at it and no one cares about it until we quantify, oh, you're losing this much energy through that. This one was another interesting one as well. They wanted to do a repair job on the roof and they went with the cheaper contractor because the price point was better. Well, turned out that after a year, the whole repair work was bad. They were losing around $500 on that roof every year, and they only saved $300 with the cheaper contractor. So it's not just about the best. It's not always about being going with the latest and greatest, but also it is about figuring out where to invest and how to put the money in and how to get your money's worth out of every repair job. And that is where we can come in and we can help consume less energy, because the best form of energy consumption is not consuming it at all. If we can limit our consumption, we will limit our generation, and we will just have a tiny step towards having a better planet. Thank you all, and thank you for coming. Sure.
From where did you get the standard reading? You have a standard nominal value?
That's a very good question. That's based on the building codes. So municipal building codes do have a standard for insulation,
Okay.
and based on that insulation level, you are allowed to have a standard energy loss
Okay.
based on that insulation. But when something is substandard, you would have less insulation, hence more energy loss.
Thank you.
Thank you.